strung out on compliments. Oh.
So ever since the creation of the most popular anime in the world, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama has introduced us all to the power-up of all power-ups, which inspired countless anime to follow suit. The anime has a mixture of all sorts of genres put into one series, and the Earth we see, for example, in the anime isn't even the same which we can relate to in ours. It's a different Earth. There's different rules, different characters, different laws, and you know, some things just don't make sense. Dragon Ball is based in a world where technology is advanced whilst dinosaurs still roam the cities. To be fair, we've been exposed to a world where giving up isn't even an option ever since our childhoods. If any of the Dragon Ball Z characters gave up, the world would have ended. This excitement behind each episode and our enthusiasm even over an absolute filler episode, we'd still watch this series. So now in the Dragon Ball community, some fans have some concerns with how Dragon Ball Super is tainting the achievements of the original Dragon Ball franchise, and I've heard this from multiple people. Personally, when they voice their opinions to me, honestly, when I'm talking to friends or online or you know, just seeing the comment section, I do see some fans saying that Dragon Ball Super has tainted the series, and you know, the Super Saiyan transformation has no impact anymore. In today's video, we would like to discuss the issue behind one of the most iconic, or in fact, the most iconic power-up to brace the anime scene, and that is of course going in depth on whether turning Super Saiyan has genuinely lost its impact. The overusing of this power-up has made us fans believe that it's all being used in vain and not much reason behind any of it anymore. It's not fleshed out, it looks like they are going through colors of the rainbow at this point, so let's just jump right into this topic. So from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball GT and now Dragon Ball Super, we have seen such a massive development between all characters, and most attention is usually centered around Goku and Vegeta. The build up to Goku turning Super Saiyan 1 was something that will never be forgotten, as everything about it prior to the transformation was so fleshed out, which kept us enticed. The fact that we had just found out that Goku was not a typical Earthling but an alien, and on top of that recently revealing that he is also from a race which can turn into gods with a ritual, allowed us to gain the concept that there could actually be infinite possibilities in this anime. And with the direction that they are taking, there are many universes with many planets that we didn't even know about. So it just opened our eyes and our minds to the anime that anything is possible, and you know, there could be infinite amount of transformations. So although Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time was a rare sight to be seen in the show, I mean, it was the first time it had happened in a millennia, that's what we were told. We did gain a gist of the certain power up and how it will potentially attract much stronger opponents in the future. Maybe that is one of the reasons why becoming Super Saiyan hasn't flourished as much with Dragon Ball Super series, as villains tend to become stronger each time in various saga with power scaling. It's one of the only ways they can make more antagonists to the heroes make more sense, and is simple. Why would you change something that isn't broken? The fan base seemed to love it, and you guys know the meme by now, this isn't even my final form. So of course there will always be more transformations every single time between the villains and even Goku's Super Saiyan transformations. Moving on, the origins of the power-up obviously came from having Saiyan blood, but last time any Saiyan actually achieved the level of a Super Saiyan was a millennium ago, counting down from the Namek saga, and that is also when Goku had unlocked this unique power-up, right? Which made it so important because we were being told in the show of how rare it was by Vegeta, and you kinda have to be special like a prophet per se to have this power. That's the type of environment and vibe we got from the series at the time, and that's why Goku was so important to us. So because of this, Super Saiyan 1 has always struck us so much more ever since coming across it as a rememberable and important transformation, as it was at the point of time we didn't know how powerful it was. Just like the characters, we didn't know anything, whether or not it was a myth or true. because there was not much information back then in the 90s. I remember specifically in the 90s, as I grew up in school, with the school kids would talk about Dragon Ball Z and say, why does Goku turn yellow at the end of the intro? What does it even mean? How did that happen at the end? Why are there some scenes in the intro that I haven't seen before in the show? Why does he glow in the end? Why is he in the middle of everyone? Is he important? I mean, this is a time where we didn't even know what anime was. We enjoyed Pokemon, but we didn't even know it was from Japan. The internet wasn't even a thing back then, so at the time it would have been even more impactful to any child not understanding what was going to happen and the power of his Super Saiyan transformation. During the Namek saga with the battle between Goku and Frieza, we could analyze the strength compared with them both fighting. Frieza being the evil tyrant that he is and acquiring such power unimaginable compared to the Z warriors that only lived up to fighting within tournaments. This drastic change of Goku's understanding of what is actually out there in the universe made him change his mindset kinda, in which he just wants to fight powerful opponents and become the best and strongest out there. I mean, Goku, knowing that they are literally gods that he cannot even compare to, such as Beerus at the moment, it will only make his character realize, like, fudge all this, I'ma live my life the way I want. That's probably why it makes sense that the way he is acting in Dragon Ball Super series, because once he changed his mindset that all he wants to do is to become a much different Goku where he loves fighting. The way he was in Dragon Ball Z, once he became less ignorant and he ended up in space and saw different galaxies and different planets, and then he died and realized there's an afterlife. Any person would have a different mindset and won't be ignorant of certain things. So that's why he created this new mindset in Dragon Ball Super. If you're gonna see gods and stuff, come on man. The impact of transforming into a Super Saiyan is something so indescribable to the other characters in the anime too, and even to us at the time of when we were watching it for the first time. I mean, do you guys remember the reaction everyone had when Goku and Trunks turned Super Saiyan for the first time together? That's one of my all-time favorite scenes, by the way. And the character's reaction displayed our own thoughts and feelings of how epic it was. But just like us in real life, the characters over time stopped having reactions like that to the Super Saiyan transformation. It just became normalized. The impact changed. Things changed with every new transformation. Things get like that. That's just human nature as well. If you're exposed to something all the time in real life, like a beautiful scenery, over time the beautiful scenery just becomes meh.
What's going on, guys? Goku has blonde hair!
So literally everything about turning Super Saiyan was overpowered at the time. After watching that episode as a kid, even I had tried to become Super Saiyan. The influence of this power up was unreal. When Goku had become Super Saiyan, we didn't understand much about the legend, but seeing it firsthand is something that Toriyama had managed to accomplish without going too much in depth towards the story behind such a power up, which made it more of a mystery. And let's just keep in mind that it had been over 1,000 years since anyone had turned Super Saiyan, thus the reason behind the dictatorship of Frieza and his family and why he wanted to kill Saiyans, right? So what we do understand at this point is the basic origins of Super Saiyan 1 and how it was so effective towards changing the fate of the universe and everything, right? However, it was soon quickly surpassed. A power-up that no one has seen for the past millennium ago was easily surpassed. That's what changed our mind about things and the dynamics of the show. How such a rare asset could be overthrown in a matter of years of training. I mean, it doesn't seem realistic, it makes things seem cheap. The novelty wears off for an audience member. It's only natural if the writing of a show turns out this way, and unfortunately Dragon Ball Z is written this way because that's the best formula that it should undertake in its writing style for it to make sense in the universe and the rules that were created. So at the end of the day, it's obviously an anime and there are infinite possibilities, that being the reason why Toriyama introduced such quick successive transformations to intrigue the younger audience. You know, this is the 90s, and we believe that new transformations being introduced had been showcased so often to the point where it was given to Gotenks and Trunks, and Gotenks having a Super Saiyan 3. it just became a child's play toy, just like Vegeta stated in the chamber. So the value of a transformation decreased. It just became common, especially with enemies too. I mean, every character had 3 transformations at least. The Kid Buu saga, we had witnessed Goku new Super Saiyan 3. We saw him nutting for a couple of minutes to gain this power up, and one of the reasons why it's lost its impact was because of Gotenks, to be honest. He already achieved Super Saiyan 3 and showcased it and his fighting abilities. The latest transformation in this new generation now does not even give us the same thrill of how it did back in the 90s, or you know, at the time of us watching Dragon Ball Z, because it was a simpler time. We were more simple minded, so it was much easier to impress us. Again, there was no internet. Our concept of fun was using our imagination and playing with sticks. So you guys can understand the concept behind us, you know, millennials, that's what they call us. So the effect of the Super Saiyan had turned the sweet-natured Goku from the original Dragon Ball series into a person that seemed grown to us. But that particularly didn't hold on for too long with the following power-ups of Super Saiyan God Mode and Super Saiyan God Mode 2. Like, he has gained so much power that he has even surpassed gods, and he has become a god with a ritual. Goku has even gained even more power, and you know, he has gained this from supposed gods, and he has used a ritual to become a Super Saiyan god. And bearing in mind this is 15 years later of the original series, it's just not going to be as impactful. One thing is that nostalgia, you know, there's nostalgia, the expectation just increased, the wait time. And how the fuck did you actually become a god? Not once but twice, and you're blue now. I do understand that there is a reason behind all of this, but them overusing the ability of Super Saiyan, it makes it seem like it's being used in vain. For example, if you take a look at Kale and the new Broly, they got through Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 within 1.5 episodes. It makes loyal fans knowing the whole lore seem so cheap of what it actually represented. And just listen to this.
Last time I seen some shit like this, Bruce Jenner won a Woman of the Year award. Not only that, Super Saiyan is a goddamn joke now. Vegeta trained this nigga Kaba to turn Super Saiyan. Then he gonna go back to these bitches like,
you can do it, put your back into it.
Bruh, it took my nigga Goku 95 episodes and this nigga Krillin dying for him to turn Super Saiyan, but yet these bitches can do it by twerking? Oh, but that ain't even just it. Then out of nowhere, this bitch turned Super Saiyan 2. Bruh, I remember the first time Goku turned Super Saiyan and Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2. I cried, I'm not gonna lie, because those are historical moments in my life. Bro, those are the most memorable, I can't say fuck y'all niggas, memorable moments in my fucking life.
Watching Goku turn Super Saiyan God, I haven't met anyone ever say that it lives up to the hype of Super Saiyan 1 or got them the same amount of buzz. Like, Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue has pretty much made Super Saiyan redundant. It's inferior in every way. There is no point anymore for Goku's character development. It's just used as a tool to represent something else now. The original Super Saiyan transformation, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 is just nostalgia. I do not feel any nostalgia coming from it at all, and what the creators had aimed to do, it just didn't happen with the Super Saiyan God transformation. Did it happen for you guys? Put that in the comment section below of why. But I don't know, in my opinion the Super Saiyan God transformation is good in some ways. Like, seeing new power-ups in Dragon Ball series is not bad at all. We're never gonna hate that. In fact, I do enjoy seeing the progression and the limits of Super Saiyan in itself. We don't even know if there is even a limit behind Super Saiyan, especially since there's a new limit breaker transformation being introduced. So the name in itself spills all the beans, because there must be a way more power-ups after this. We already know that they will introduce new transformations because it makes them millions, as well as knowing that one day Goku has to fight Beerus in a rematch. So the only problem is, you know, turning Super Saiyan. There is so many different Super Saiyans now, to the point where they had to correct it themselves. They had to say Super Saiyan Blue. Do you guys remember that, when we had to say Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue or whatever, and then we actually got that original name of Super Saiyan Blue? It just became so complex. I mean, the anime will of course need to be relevant to fighting way more stronger opponents, so obviously they're going to create even more transformations after maybe even the limit breaker transformation. So switching it on and off like that, I don't know. So from the end of Dragon Ball Z or GT era, it does cause some concern, and I understand why some fans feel that way. I mean, what are they going to do with the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan Goku? How are they going to make it make even more sense for him to go even stronger than that? Because if they have to create hype and stuff, they will literally have to become a god, or unlock another transformation and become Super Saiyan God 2, and then what will he have? Will he have green hair for that? You guys get the point, right? If he unlocks Super Saiyan 2 after this and gets green hair, it just becomes a trend, and then the other transformations get devalued. Then we think, oh wait, now we don't even need Super Saiyan Blue because now he has Limit Breaker. So you guys get the point. So you guys should understand by now that this video is just to discuss the idea of a Super Saiyan losing its impact. Super Saiyan God concept actually is progressing the series and allows the director and Toriyama to create multiple possibilities and gives them freedom, of course. And each new transformation we have seen throughout the series will always get us hyped, and different power levels acquired to it all as well with different techniques is exciting. But along with these power scaling between all the transformation thus far is that even the producer of the show has addressed that the inflation towards how the increase of such power ups is affecting the ability in certain characters. For example, it is now hard for them to even track Goku's power level since the power has no limits, and then you have characters such as Tien and Krillin who were left off before. So who could say that they are still in range within the region of attempting to get the standard of a Super Saiyan power level? With characters such as Goku and Vegeta, and including the characters in the Universal Survival arc, there have been such a drastic jump. However, one thing in which makes no sense to us, I mean even to you guys, is that Android 17 was able to block a hit from Goku in Super Saiyan Blue form. So as I said earlier in this video, is that once more powerful transformation take place, then the difference in the antagonists will also power up. You can't be watching an anime where it's all one-sided, it won't be exciting otherwise. Only one exception though is One Punch Man. Conveying the idea of a Super Saiyan and its effectiveness is that we believe it is still square one. There will not be a perfect Super Saiyan form. I guess they're keeping it alive so they can make money from it, and obviously keep us fans dignified and, you know, excited, and, you know, give the series more integrity. So what do you guys think? Tell us down in the comment section below whether you believe Super Saiyan has lost its impact. If you guys disagree, then we'd love to see your response. Make sure you smash the like button and hit that notification bell, because YouTube is 100% more trash and broken than any other anime that we have ever watched. Also follow us on social media, and we see you guys next time. See ya.
Some confidence, started not to give a fucking stuff, fearing the consequence.